we just mentioned Black Panther, and we were talking about how that movie is coming out eventually. Black Panther 3. It seems like it's inevitable. And the question kept being, what are we going to do? Is Shuri going to be the Black Panther again? Are we going to replace T'Challa? Is it going to be a multiverse version of the T'Challa's son? Well, we might know who's playing him. We talked about this yesterday. Damson Idris hints he has already spoken to Marvel about taking over the T'Challa role. It seems there might have been some truth to the rumor that Damson Idris, F1, was in talks to play the MCU's new Black Panther after all. Mark Cassidy says the recent report that Marvel Studios might be searching for an actor to take over from the late Chadwick Boseman as a new take on T'Challa in the MCU led to several big names being churned out by the rumor mill, including Damson Idris, the up-and-coming British snowfall star who has a key role in this week's F1, the movie, alongside Brad Pitt, was said to be one of the actors who passed on the opportunity to play T'Challa and was asked about the rumor on social media shortly after. Idris jokingly responded, though not everyone picked up on the sarcasm, that he also turned down 007, a co-lead with Daniel Day-Lewis, and an Eddie Murphy biopic. However, it seems there may have been at least some truth to the rumor. While visiting today via EW, Idris was asked to participate in a game in which he could only give a yes or no answer to a series of questions. There's some speculation out there in the universe that you could be cast as the next Black Panther. Have you had any conversations about that? Yes or no? Idris let out a groan before responding yes, no. Though the actor declined to elaborate, he didn't hesitate with a yes when asked if he had agreed to play the part or if given the opportunity. Although the initial rumor suggested that Kevin Feige and company were searching for a new actor to play a variant of the same character that Boseman portrayed, it seems more likely the studio is actually in the process of casting an actor for the role of the original T'Challa's son, who was introduced at the end of Wakanda Forever. Whoever ends up accepting the role, the new T'Challa is expected to debut in one of the upcoming Avengers movies before going on to a bigger part in Black Panther 3. During 2022 interview, Ryan Coogler admitted he'd be glad to stay on this franchise for as long as the folks will have me. And he said, I feel blessed that I had the opportunity to work in these movies. When I got asked to do the first one, I was like, it was like a moving train. I thank God every day that I was able to jump on it and meet these people, these actors, to meet Chadwick during some of the last years of his life. I'll do it as long as folks will have me, but I think it's bigger than just me or Joe. Between the first and second movie, we made $2 billion at the box office, which is what matters the most to corporations. So I hope that continues. I hope people are still making movies about Wakanda long after we are gone. Okay. Starting with the end there, Ryan Coogler. This is what I'm going to say, and I said this many times over. They are blessed to, A, have him in general, B, the fact that he was the one who essentially set up this world. I hope, and I know he just said that he'd be on it as long as they want him. I hope after the third one, he moves on. Not because of any other reason except I want to see more things like Sinners. I want to see more original things. The guy is a next level type of director storyteller. He writes these things. He does. I want to see more original stories from him. I don't want to see him live in this world. I know how special and how personal the world is to him. He walked away from Creed and he loved that world. He walked away from Creed. I know there's a lot more money involved in the Marvel. I get it. But I'd like to see him move on. That being said, the fact that he is doing the third one, that they are going to do, there was no world. I mean, there was a world. I don't think it would have went over well. Man, oh man, I get it. You're like, I have my go-to coffee. I'm good. It's familiar. It does the job. Yeah, but then I tell you that you're missing out on something way better. Trade. They introduce you to new, freshly roasted coffees, and they're next level good. Once you taste it, there's no going back. I'm not kidding you. It'll ruin boring coffee for you forever in the best way possible. Trade is the #1 coffee destination, bringing you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. You take their quiz, and in under a minute, they're going to match you with the perfect coffee. If that first bag isn't quite right, Trade's going to replace it for free until they nail it. Trade's prices are on par with grocery store brands, but the quality, it's next level. Plus, you're supporting local roasters, and it is a win-win. I love it. I've been using them for so long. I've been talking to them. If you've been listening to this show, you know how much Trade is like my thing. I have this big bag right now. I'm going to switch over to the next big bag because that one's out, and I've been using it. I've been every morning just been like, oh, here we go. I get excited for my coffee because of Trade. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Christian. Exclusive offer for you guys. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com, Christian, for 50% off your 1-month trial. Drinktrade.com/Christian. I think they made the right decision in how they handled Chadwick Boseman's passing at the time. I think replacing him at that time with another T'Challa wouldn't have only been jarring for the audience. And this is something that we've heard many arguments about, how they should recast T'Challa, done that. I also think it would have been very hard and painful for the cast at the time, who was still really grieving Chadwick, and you could see it in the performances. I don't know how much of that performance when they're grieving him is performance and how much of it is real. And because it was so current. And then the other thing is at the time, if they would have recast somebody at that time, it would also been very hard and challenging emotionally for that person to do it. So I think the time is right now. I think people understand it's time. You have the benefit of the multiverse thing. I think it's time, and I do think it'll wind up being his son as a variant, and because how they gonna explain how he aged? They're not gonna, what are they gonna do 15, 20 years later? They can't do that. So that was a lot. What do you make of all of it?
I'm kind of with you on all sides of this. I am big Ryan Coogler fan. I want to see what he does outside with his own original stories. He has a few that are already like fantastic. So I mean, I can't get over the introduction of Stack and Smoke.
Yeah.
Within like their first 2 lines, I was like, I would watch 8 seasons of a show of these 2
Right,
characters.
right.
So giving him more, like having him have that freedom of creating his own characters is what's more exciting to me now. But Black Panther is one of my favorite movies. He created that world. He helped create that world. So I want to see Black Panther 3 too. And I think he has great discretion, like you mentioned, Creed, of when to keep going or when to stop. And I completely agree that they made the absolute right decision with what they did. I think it was the most respectful to all parties and will make more sense in the long run, which that must have been so daunting, because at the time I didn't know if it was the right decision or not. But now, hindsight's everything. It feels like it completely was. And so now they kind of have that freedom again to have this character be brought to life in a different form, because it wouldn't have made sense. Like, that was just his rendition, and I feel like it needs a whole new story. So I'm excited to see what it will be like. And I think it will be a lot easier moving forward than to start where they were with Black Panther 2.
Yeah, agreed. Because you got more time, and and it also it's got to play into, as they said in the article, it's going to come after Secret Wars, I believe. And you're going to and that's probably, they're going to introduce so much stuff and so many different multiverses and ways that whatever the benefit of it is that whoever is announced, whether it's Idris or not, you're going to get this Black Panther moving forward, and that will be our Black Panther moving forward, because I think, thank God, after Secret Wars, we're done with the multiverse. It's over. Somehow or another,
Yeah.
the whole thing's going to be just taken out one way or another. And we're just going to have our set of characters in the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and they'll be able to set again. And we'll have Shang-Chi, we'll have Black Panther, we'll have Spider-Man, we'll have all these people kind of moving forward. So we'll see how it plays out. Guys, what do you think about it? You think that, first of all, you think that we're going to have a new Black Panther? You think Idris is that the person? What do you think? What do you think? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know.